And if you just like to step through to the store
Oh,
here,
this is so beautiful.
We have the living room here.
A lot of natural light. Yeah,
it looks
lovely. It looks lovely, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, as you see, this window provides a lovely view of the Sussex Downs.
Oh, wonderful.
Wonderful place to read and have your morning
I won't
breakfast.
be doing much of that though.
I'm sure you won't. Guys.
Yeah. I'd struggle with reading.
You seem like a fun couple.
Yeah, no, we do like to have a good laugh occasionally.
Well, I can really see you both in this house. It's quite something for you. Now, anyway, if we go up the stairs.
Yeah, coming
up the stairs.
One sec. Okay.
Here we
Not
have.
as young as I used to be. Okay. Oh, you boys, you guys are really having a laugh.
Oh, we really are getting on like a house on fire. But this house won't be on fire. Don't worry.
Stop it, you teaser.
There's plenty of fire.
He's a funny man, isn't he, Derek?
Hazard.
Yeah, he's
appropriate.
funny. He is funny. Yeah.
Things. So here we got the bathroom. As
nice.
we can see, both a bath and a room in here.
Excellent.
Shower
Also,
on.
no, and it's I don't know. You carry on.
Anyway,
Okay.
leave the jokes to me.
Derek, you really haven't made me laugh
a great
for 10 years.
Here we got a toilet fully flushable. Flush.
Nice. We'll be using that a lot.
I know.
I have a lot of fibre in my diet. A lot of fibre.
Yeah. Lovely.
Oh, he does. He
Lovely.
does. He eats more fibre. I tell him, you, Derek. I say, Derek, you need to stop eating all that fibre. Do you know what Derek says?
What does he say?
Well, I'll take it from here.
Tell him.
I go, no. How about you get out the man shed and leave me and the fibre to it?
You two are honestly too much. It's actually a fibre store just down the road, about a 2-minute walk, which is perfect for you two. Absolutely perfect.
I said I didn't want him to eat fibre, so.
It's not a very good fibre store.
Okay, all right, fine.
Out of all honesty. Well, we'll just make our way down the corridor here into the main bedroom.
Yeah. What's going on here?
What?
What do you mean? What do you mean, madam?
What are you doing here in my house? This is not on.
I'm sorry, I don't understand what's
I think there's
happening.
been some kind of misunderstanding.
Sorry, who are you?
Misunderstanding, madam. This house is on the market. I'm showing them around.
What do you mean you're showing them around the house? This is my house. I've just got out of the shower and I'm expected to go downstairs and enjoy my morning coffee and my breakfast without strange men and women walking down the house, walking around the house without my permission.
Is this house still up for sale?
Madam, there must be some kind of misunderstanding. This house is on the market.
This house is not on the market.
Excuse me, why are you screaming?
Because I've just got out of the shower. I'm in a towel. I'm now hiding behind
I
the
don't
wall.
understand. So do you live here? Is this your house? I don't understand.
Yes, I live here, and this is my house.
It's my house, and I live here, and I live here.
Break it down now. It's our house, yeah, and we live here.
This
And
is
we live here.
my. I've got a mortgage on this.
Tickets, classic films, independent films, and the latest blockbusters. Experience film direction or the chance to join a great front house team and see movies for free. And join Warwick Students in Month today. Go to filmsoft.warwick.ac.uk.
They weren't lying. It's an absolutely great front of house team.
Do you want to put an explicit warning content? Oh wait, you don't need to put that because there's going to be no swearing this week. This is a wholesome show.
That's what we do.
Because we nearly got taken off the air.
Because we're bad boys.
What upset me is that last week we didn't do a show. No one messaged in. No one tuned in saying, "Oh, this is weird. Where's the show?"
Where are the boys?
No one. It was like as if
fun and comedy.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Can you pull your finger in, up, out, whatever
the finger's getting not up anywhere. Let's not even talk about fingers being in anywhere. Because it's a wholesome show.
Fingers are on your hands, and that's where they belong and should stay.
We had to really grovel to get this show back on the air because we did get the third strike in 5 shows.
3 and 5.
3 and 5. It was pretty bad. I don't know how we managed it because we did pretty well before, like maybe 2 in a term.
2 in a term.
But 3 and 5, we had to have a meeting and say, have a punishment week during reading week.
And we
but that was because we had a couple of friends who were in the exec who really had to fight our corner because there's a lot of people who really want us off the air.
Yeah.
But we've learned. We took a week of reflection.
Yeah, week of reflection. And we're back. And ready for a wholesome show. With family fun.
Okay.
And very nice, gentle observations about things.
You weren't meant to take reading week off then.
No.
I just assumed there was.
No, we were going to take it off anyway, but
okay. But you were banned.
But we were banned. We were officially allowed, not allowed anywhere in the studio.
nowhere.
So they forced you to do what you were planning to do.
Yeah,
Yep.
essentially.
Yeah, but it is the statement. It's what it says. It's what it says.
And we are on a week-by-week basis.
Yeah.
As in, if we
one more mess up,
Yeah.
and
we're out. We're
I
out.
don't think I've messed up. I hate to be arrogant here. I don't
You
think
know,
I've messed up.
you're a wholesome guy.
Yeah.
You're the wholesome, family-friendly face that we've brought onto the show because
There's
we
been
need
no cussing from this
we need
corner.
to bring in
Okay.
those wholesome viewers.
Fantastic.
So let's jump into our first wholesome topic.
Science. Can I hear a hell yeah for science?
Yeah, that's that.
We need more jingles.
We need more jingles. We're being lazy
every week. You're a lazy
we could have done
man.
that. Me?
Yeah. I don't sort out the
Just 'cause
jingles.
I use the jingles
Yeah,
doesn't mean that I should have to sort out the
I don't
jingle
get to
board.
use the jingles. You use them to undercut what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
use it when
And
you
then
don't.
you
You
can
don't
play-
use your wit
Do you
or your
like the
mind
jingles or not?
to argue with me. I do like them. They're good for the show, sure. But you're in charge of the jingles. If you get to use it as an upper ground to undercut my fabulous, witty takes on world events,
Horatio, I miss the times when we used to make the jingle board together.
that never happened.
It did happen.
That never happened.
In our first year of
No,
radio.
it didn't.
We used to sit round the table with a glass of wine and a shared dinner.
No,
talk
man.
about our feelings and make the
just
jingle
don't
board.
bring
and we
up
don't
those
do
times,
that
man.
anymore.
That doesn't happen
They don't.
anymore. That doesn't. Those times are over.
Science.
Science.
So we're going to talk about a few aspects,
the
components
general
of science.
theme of the show
Go
will
on.
be
Spill the beans.
science? Question mark, because it's
Science
kind of,
question
it's
mark.
like a vague kind of science.
Well, science is all about asking questions, so I think.
Oh!
Tom
No,
Saint
see,
Leisure.
look, I see you looking at the jingle
You see, I
board,
look at the
but
jingle
you
board, I've
know
got
there's
nothing.
there.
All
You
I've
have
got is a
6
remix of Cry Me a River, and we've overdone that so many times, and it's not even that funny.
Yeah.
It's not even that funny.
Maybe we're going to have to start being good at radio without sound effects to puncture every silence.
Tick. So, we had a science teacher.
Yes.
Should we name him?
Should we flip round?
Let's flip round his name.
his name.
And you can probably work it out.
Mr. Badloss.
Mr. Badloss. Mr. Badloss. So if you were to flip that round, you'd have his actual name. Now, he was my science teacher from year 6 to year 12.
Yeah.
Which is a long time.
He had a long thing, because I only
Yeah.
came to the school that we were both
In
at.
year 9.
Year 9, so I
And
only
you had it
got
for
a
a
little
couple of
taste of him.
But year 12, you're not learning science, you're learning biology, chemistry.
Exactly.
physics,
And so he taught me science from all of the sciences from year 6 to year 8, and then from year 8 to year 12, he taught me chemistry.
Yeah.
He's a chemist.
So he's a chemist.
He's into his chemistry.
He's into his chemistry.
Yeah, sure.
And he's also into his alcohol.
No,
I mean, it's a chemical, man. It's that ethanol, man.
Sure is.
So he's basically, we're pretty sure he was a borderline alcoholic.
Pretty sure. I mean,
Rumours.
I thought it was pretty clear, and I thought it was agreed, but I was speaking to Andrew, and I realised it's quite pretty spurious
Okay,
rumours.
Yeah.
All right.
Essentially, he was
Defamating his name for sure.
Is he still
Yeah.
teaching, by the way?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, not at our school.
Because-
He's been asked to
potentially
leave.
because of the
Potentially because of the alcoholism.
Okay.
And for a number of reasons, including some of these stories. He was one of the most incompetent teachers I've ever witnessed.
No, yeah, the incompetence
I
was
learned essentially nothing.
Yeah.
No, I had no idea what was
Yeah.
going on in chemistry, and we really didn't see eye to eye.
No.
Me and Mr. Badloss,
Sure.
Specifically. And then when Horatio came, it made it even worse.
Yeah, he hated us both so much.
And we were in the same class for chemistry.
Yeah.
And one time, his biggest gripe was that we talked too much in lessons. You know us. We like to talk on the radio.
We're chatty boys.
Can I say something? As someone here, I can understand it. Like, I'm not saying
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
good, but I
Yeah.
can understand
You
where
can
he's coming
understand.
from.
Yeah.
Because you're a raging alcoholic. And
Yes.
you're a terrible
Because
person.
I'm also a raging alcoholic.
Yeah.
So he often he occasionally had a seating plan to
Sure.
Get the vibe of the room.
Yeah.
That,
He'd
Get
set
the
thing.
squares next to the bad boys.
Let me guess,
Don't put
exactly.
two
He'd
bad boys
put us in a
together.
box
He'd
and
separate
shut
you.
it.
Yeah.
He would separate us,
you.
but occasionally he was a bit lax on the seating
Sure.
plan. And it
Okay.
didn't
Sure.
happen.
When he was drunk.
When he was
drunk.
always drunk.
Smelling of liquor.
The devil's juice.
Yeah.
And
Beelzebub's
broth, not brothel.
Yeah,
'cause that would be inappropriate.
Lucifer's liquid. All right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so he then, when we went into a different room, obviously the seating plan would go to poo.
Oh,
yeah.
Whoa,
It's a nonsense.
yeah. Another look at the jingle board.
yeah.
Not gonna happen. Nothing.
So when we went to a new room, this seating plan wouldn't apply. So we would sit where we want, essentially. But had he already moved us? Quickly? No,
Wait,
no, he hadn't.
no.
So Horatio was sitting at the front. I was sitting at the back.
Sure.
And I then start chatting to my neighbour. That's my class neighbour, not my actual neighbour.
No. He didn't do chemistry with the
I
person.
didn't go home in chemistry class. To
There
talk
wasn't
to my
someone living
neighbour.
at 4 Anscombe Crescent who
Is that
was
the
also
address?
of his neighbour,
my
I see.
neighbour.
and
So you're 2 or 6?
and
Yeah.
six
And
Anscombe
Oh,
Crescent.
you're 6?
Either side.
No, he's 5.
I'm
He's 5 Anscombe
I'm
Crescent.
not-
What street do you live on when it goes 4, 5, 6 on one side of the road?
Yeah, I'm not actually 5 as well. He was wrong. I'm 1A.
Anscombe Crescent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I don't actually have a
sure,
neighbour to my
sure.
right hand side because I live in a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
So it's your school pal.
Yeah.
My school neighbour.
What's he doing?
Not living in Andrew's
much.
cul-de-sac is one thing.
He's moved on in those days.
Nonetheless, we were having a good time back in school,
yeah.
and having a bit
They were
of a chat.
laughing. I somehow
Were you
went,
jealous?
No,
They were
I was a
laughing?
bit
Oh, it
jealous.
was fuming,
I was
yeah.
right in the
Everyone
back.
sitting next
I was
to
right in
him,
the back.
he's
I
just
was sitting next to weirdy old weirdy locks. You know.
Is he the guy from the bus that you? Yeah. Is he that guy?
Yeah, old weirdy boy.
Okay, cool.
No, they're kind of a monolith.
I
the
see.
weird kids
Yeah,
at
yeah,
school.
yeah.
So one of them.
Yes.
I was speaking to.
Sure.
Bad breath, talking about I don't know, RuneScape or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I was interested because I had a higher level than him. I actually had dragon.
You had dragon?
Dragon armor plated. So
We're not talking about RuneScape
Okay,
again.
sorry, go on.
Okay,
Go on.
cool. I had adamant.
but importantly,
Let's go. Carry on going.
Importantly, on the other side of Horatio, he was sitting next to no one, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
just a bit of context.
Yeah.
And Mr. Goodwin. Oh no, I've given it away. Mr. Badloss. I don't know if that was on purpose. No, it wasn't.
Not Mr. Goodwin.
Right, let's get this. Mr. Badloss spots me talking.
Yeah,
The anger consumes his face. He points at me. Andrew! Andrew, stop talking and messing around.
Yes.
Move away from Horatio.
Yeah.
He then proceeds to move me next to Horatio.
It was amazing.
As he
It was
moves me
incredible.
from my seat at the back, not sitting next to Horatio, to the seat at the front that was free next to Horatio. And then we're both sitting there next to each other.
It was so funny.
Confused, shot. The whole class is
so
just
funny.
silent. He didn't realise it because he was
were like
pissed out of his
15.
face.
Really? That's amazing.
We were like 15 years old, and I was sitting at the
No one
back.
knew what to do. It was just shocking in the
amazing.
classroom.
Stop talking to Horatio.
Move away from him. And then
That's
that's to him.
crazy.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then also on,
messed up.
on
messed up.
that year and parents' evening.
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
Number one, his breath stank of alcohol, as in it completely stank.
was
But
not a good
the
sign.
more what he did on that parents' evening was give the same kind of anecdote to every single student that we realised after the parents' evening. So we would talk. He'd go because exams were coming up, and he was like, okay, what your son or daughter needs to do is get like a planner or a calendar, put it up on the fridge. Put it up on, he said that every time.
Yeah.
Put it up on the fridge and just start ticking those days off and just make some kind of notes around it. Sticky notes are good. Sticky notes are important. You should definitely use those. And that's how your son or daughter will achieve success in their exams. And the 5-minute slot of parents' evening was taken up by about 3.5 minutes of that.
How do
that
you know about
anecdote.
this?
Because we spoke to each other after because we were like, did he say that thing, the thing about the fridge?
the fridge and the sticky
fridge.
note.
And
Everyone
he did.
was like,
And
yeah.
he did to every person. And finally, in year 6, I think it was.
Yeah.
Bear in mind he teaches chemistry. He decided to show us a video about pregnancy and giving birth. That was far too visceral. And the camera angles on that were far too just inappropriate for what we're doing. I nearly threw up. I had to leave to go to the toilet because I felt physically sick.
Oh, so it's graphic. It was like.
Graphic depictions of giving birth.
Ah,
Actual footage of birth
Here's a
being
lesson, kids.
given.
Science isn't always fun.
Exactly. Sometimes it makes you feel weird.
Yeah.
Makes you feel weird, especially when a baby's coming out of someone.
Because don't you? I was going to talk about poo again, but we're not going to talk about
not
that.
gonna
It's a
talk about
very bad road. Because nearly always the worst shows are when we head down
Yeah.
The fecal route.
the fecal route.
Okay.
Carry on. Ignore me. I'm not going to do it this time.
Yeah.
This is me taking the higher road.
Taking the high road. Clop, clippity clop, clippity,
The altitude is much higher up here. I'm a bit more out of breath. Well, I'm thinking potentially it's linked with science, but this morning
Science.
over breakfast, I saw an audiobook advert for a book called Brave New World. Okay, not
I've heard that title.
Not,
I've heard that
Not
title.
Aldous Huxley's classic sci-fi
Okay. Oh,
novel.
no.
Yeah.
No. This was Brave New World, Mauricio Pochettino. It's a book on how Mauricio Pochettino redefined Spurs football team. Okay,
You've got to be asking copyright questions.
You've got to be asking, but it's incredible. It's inside Pochettino's Spurs.
Okay.
Brave new world. He's a good manager. He's taken them from 6th to maybe 4th.
Yeah.
Is
in
that
the
a
last
brave
3
new
years.
world?
I'm not
Question
sure,
on all
but
of
it's
our
just
lips.
incredible.
He's
There's like
overselling it,
there's an
potential.
audible. You can get 28-day trial and listen to the snippets of Brave New World inside Pochettino Spurs. So I would like to do. Maybe we should actually get a quote competition where we take quotes from Aldous Huxley's sci-fi classic Brave New World
And the explanation to Pochettino's
the other one.
new Tottenham Hotspur, and see how they stand against each other.
Yeah.
But
Because-
Brave New World to represent Pochettino Spurs.
See if people can tell the difference. as
See,
well.
exactly. That'd be a great quote
It's
combo.
in similar vein to the conversation we had last night about like classical music
Yeah.
and how it's been overdone. What was the song you were listening to last night?
Blue Danube.
The one that's
by
in-
Johann Strauss.
The one that was first in like Space Odyssey.
Da-da-da-dum-bum. Isn't it that one?
Yeah.
Dun, dun,
Bum,
dun,
yeah.
dun.
I'm pretty sure.
Da-da-da-da-dum. Dun, 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 dun. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-dum.
Beep, beep.
Yeah.
That one. So that was first in like Space Odyssey.
I'm pretty sure it was done before Space Odyssey.
I'm saying first.
No,
course
yeah,
of the
it wasn't
public eye, Tom. I
composed for
didn't say-
Space Odyssey, sure.
I see, yeah.
Yeah, apologies for the wording.
Oh, I saw the glee from Tom. Was like,
I know something that they don't.
I know about.
I think you'll find it was composed
Oh,
out of the film.
Yeah.
I'm currently naked and sweating.
Well, that's why
Get
it's
out of
radio.
here, Tom. Get out of here.
That's why it's radio.
No, you can stay. You can stay. You can stay.
No, it's
You're
all
a
right,
good
yeah.
kid. You're a
cheers,
good
guys.
kid.
Thank you.
You're just misled. You're just misled. Okay? All right?
And we're here to lead you in the right direction.
Okay? We're going down a rocky road,
I'm sorry.
my friend.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Join us on the high
You've got a
road.
good heart. Sure.
But we need to get that brain in
need to
order.
get that
I
brain
want to
in
go.
order, yeah?
Okay, I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go the high road. Yeah.
And that personality, you're boring.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Anyway, so that appeared in.
I'm sorry.
Appeared in the public eye.
I'm sorry.
Are you sure you're sorry? One more? Yeah. I want to make sure. Because we can't be having this again.
Really?
Not again. Not boring, old, smelly, old, disgusting
Naked,
Tom saying.
sweaty Tom.
We don't want that.
Why else did you get me on the show? I don't really know why. I thought that was my USP.
We did discuss his
Yeah, we did
nakedness
discuss-
and
yeah,
sweat.
fine,
It's the
fine,
key
yeah,
attributes
It's
for
the
our
key
radio.
attributes. Yeah.
third
But
man.
that says a lot about you.
It does. It does.
Yeah, it
doesn't
does. That your key attributes are your sweat and your nakedness.
Yes, that's
sure.
that's how I define myself.
Anyway, I think we've had that. That was meant to be a side word. We should have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's normally how the,
How the
song
song
breaks goes.
Yeah, it's just rip it into Tom. So, in the Space Odyssey film, they use that
Go on, yeah.
music. And that's a nice depiction of space, isn't it? It's good. But then that's what happens now with our world,
Yeah.
is that these kind
Our
of
brave
high
new
art-
world.
Oh,
Mauricio Pochettino.
links
every day.
But
The
in-
deodorant, yeah.
Oh, I see. That's a link in itself.
See what I did? See what I did?
Pew, pew, pew.
What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
What were we saying? Yeah, in our brave new world,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
we're going, these kind of high art or songs like that get filtered down into nothingness because now it's used for car insurance adverts.
It's true.
That kind of
It's
because
true.
it's like we're gonna get a dog floating through space.
Yeah.
Lol, lol, dog in space.
And it's
lol.
not only taken away from Johann Strauss's classic piece of music, but also the masterpiece, The Space Odyssey. So it's
That's
managed
true.
to
And for instance,
compress two
there's just-
masterpieces and destroy them both as
And
it's selling a Viva.
do you remember? You know that
Specsavers.
Specsavers, because they subtitle it to "No, I don't regret anything except I should have gone Specsavers." And I mean, it's one of the slightly more funny ones.
Yeah,
if I'm
sure,
honest.
sure,
it's
yeah,
okay.
sure.
But
Specsavers
still,
has some good
still,
advert campaigns.
You hear that song, you think of Specsavers.
Yeah, it
and
is.
that's not a world I want to live in. And there's a couple of like Marks and Spencers when they
Yeah.
do that succulent one. And there's that.
X Factor.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That's an incredible piece of music, but it has
Yeah.
the first time I heard it was on X Factor, so I just always
But that-
assumed it's like the X Factor theme.
They're paying the estate or the artist a lot of money. You know, it's the artist's
Not
choice.
for
Right?
classical music anymore because the
Yeah,
rights
Johann-
are
Public domain, right?
Johann
Yeah.
Strauss,
Yeah.
he's not getting any.
He's
He's,
not
getting
getting-
nothing.
he's not
He's
getting
getting out.
Give the money to
That's very
Strauss.
true.
Let's free Strauss, free Johann.
It's the guy, you know, the guy who made the Happy Birthday song.
It was a girl, but yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
nice.
Oh,
Very nice.
nice. Very good.
Very good.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what we need.
That's what we need.
Was there a story about her not getting certain royalties for it?
Yes,
Or-
there was.
Yeah.
So did she not?
I
like,
think a
claim it?
corporation. I think like Disney or something.
Someone
got
bought it
the-
up and then she gets nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
she
true.
invented it in like a classroom like 115 years ago. Yeah,
That's crazy. Yeah, and there's things like you'll see a lot in films. I think potentially Justice become free to use or something like that. I remember hearing about it. But you'll see a lot of like, oh, here's a good Hollywood fair. Like, where Happy Birthday would work better
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's like you can
Yes.
be sued
Yeah, that's
for singing
true.
Happy Birthday, which
Yeah.
is
Which is
mental.
incredible.
Which is mental. Well, with that bombshell, I think we should take another bombshell
Yeah.
by playing.
A song.
Who's the band? By playing.
Disciples. It's called 48 Hours, but hours is spelled HRS.
Oh, abbreviating. More fun.
More fun. More fun.
Broad is back for one night only. Come and get merry with us on Thursday, week 9 at Chesford Grange as we celebrate another fantastic year of radio.
Hello.
Wasn't enough, we'll throw a three-course meal, a professional photographer, and a huge prize raffle so you can satisfy the diva in you. Tickets are just £37 to members, it'll be a night to remember. Keep an eye on our Facebook page for ticket release and we'll see you there.
We've gone once. Crippled like financially.
We've got a message in from Felicio Silva.
Oh, nice.
If you want a more spicy, risque replacement for that fuddy-duddy Horatio, just give me a call, Andrew. I'm thinking of creating a new show called Boris and Norris Go to Legoland.
Savage.
That's a good one.
That's a good
That's a good message. Can we? Oh yeah, guys. Can you send in some good messages as well? Like more like Fellatio, Latio, please.
Yeah, that's definitely good stuff.
Yeah.
But there's also a complaint from Roswar Luxembourg saying that your glitchy as heck message system is an assault on democracy.
It is. You know, it's super glitchy. That's not us. We need to drain the swamp at Raw, I think, because I think that's where the problem lies. If we were running the surveys, you'd be able to send in as many
Message in what
messages
you
you
want. A fully democratic system filled.
Worst
with-
holiday you've ever been on, Andrew?
No, you go first.
Okay, chickenpox, quite boring. I've had some pretty nice holidays, nothing really of note. I got chickenpox once when I was skiing, so I had to come back early. My sister got mumps when I was in Egypt, so I had to leave like a day early as well
Mumps?
from that. Yeah,
Do people
mumps.
still get mumps?
Mumps, yeah, like a huge. It was like her whole side of her face was swollen, and we kind of went to Egypt on a limb straight
Which
after.
limb? Sorry.
Straight after the Arab Spring stuff, so no tourists were there, and
Well, that Arab Spring
it was
stuff
clear.
happened.
Yeah, it was clear why they weren't. It was not. It didn't
wasn't a
feel
good
like
holiday.
it wasn't really a family holiday vibe.
then
Even though we
mums
managed to go
just
to the
cherry on that.
pyramids
Terrible.
with no one there.
That's
With no-
fantastic.
which was
That's great.
which was great, but
Yeah.
it was just like it was so weird just walking around the tomb and there was like no security. It was like don't
the
take
tomb? You
pictures.
went to the tomb?
Yeah, the tomb of the old
Oh, the tomb.
the pharaoh tomb
Oh, yeah,
in,
Wait,
in the
down
pyramids.
the tomb.
Tutankhamun's tomb.
No, not Tutankhamun.
not that
You know,
tomb,
you know,
the
the
tomb.
pyramid's a tomb.
The tomb.
So we went
Ah,
inside the
yeah.
pyramid,
Ah, okay, cool.
and they're like, "Don't take pictures." And I was like, "There's no one in here."
So you took
And
a
it was just
picture?
I was just chilling inside the tomb, just taking as many pictures as I like, and yeah, it was great fun.
Disrespectful, but.
But so yeah, I mean, what about you? What's your worst holiday?
Well, I mean, everyone's had chickenpox.
Yeah, everyone's
No,
done that.
I've never had chicken pox.
You never had
on holiday.
chickenpox? Oh, it's
Wait,
coming
no,
for
hold on.
you.
Have you ever had chickenpox, or have you just not had it on holiday?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That was me at about age 15, and then.
then what
And then
Then he had
got
chickenpox.
No way.
Yeah. End of the story.
Okay.
Although it was while I was in France and I nearly couldn't leave France and I couldn't go skiing. And it was over New Year's Eve, so I had to spend New Year's Eve in my bed while everyone was out partying.
This is a great worst holiday story. I've heard it before. How about you tell Tom this wonderful,
I'm
wonderfully poetic,
keen to hear it. Come on.
nuanced
Right,
story?
so Tom, if you haven't heard, my parents are divorced.
Oh no, I've heard you mention.
Yeah,
You
he
somehow
mentions
mention
that a
it
lot.
every week. I have to be honest. But
Oh,
yeah.
I don't
Okay, Tom.
bring it up like that. Jesus.
Oh, my parents love each other.
I don't know. You can get a loveless marriage. That's the thing. But,
That's a very good point.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
anyway, I'm sorry. Carry on.
And
Take it away.
so they divorced in about, I don't know, year 6.
Sure.
Okay.
I do know. I know the date and time. It was about year 6, I think. And
yeah, you think?
you know, I don't know about that.
Sure.
And in the process of which my mum got a new boyfriend.
Sure.
Basically.
Sure.
very normal.
We'll quickly preface. It's all good now. We're all happy about it. But I've realised I have to say this for the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's all good. We're all fine. We're all
Okay.
happy. But that boyfriend was my very good friend's dad at the time.
Okay.
Which is
Before-
fine.
before-
We're cool. It's
before
cool,
the-
man.
And they were-
It's all cool.
And they were married as well.
No.
No. I mean, how long were your parents married for before the?
A good time. A good long time.
Okay, so
like
it's
20.
a long time.
Oh, really?
No,
And
it's
it was-
50. This is.
It was
20.
kind of straight into another.
Oh wow. Okay.
With
straight into another
Andrew's
one.
best friend.
Wow, and it was a long time. Okay.
Yeah, but we're fine.
Andrew's
We're
best,
actually- we're
Andrew's
we're
best
cool.
friend with the person before.
But we're chill.
Before
Okay.
the mother. But it's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah,
It's
but
fine. They're great.
Anyway,
They're
that's
great.
what. So,
Okay.
we had to
But
say
what's this going to do with the holiday?
Just
Okay.
give me a second, Tom. Let me get my feelings
Sorry.
out. But so on this, so they upon the leaving of the marriage, my mum then entered a relationship with him, and they lived together for a bit. Things weren't going amazingly, essentially. But they're older because we both have my sister and my friend's sister were also like best friends.
Okay.
They weren't taking it that well because they were older. We
Sure.
were kind of more chill. It was like, cool, we can live together now.
Yeah. It was only later that
only later
the personality disorder came in.
Okay.
So things weren't going that well, and they thought, how do we remedy this difficult situation and bring everyone together in a harmony of unanimous acceptance of each other? Let's go on a holiday. Lovely idea. Let's go. on a
Yeah, that
holiday.
sounds great. That sounds good. Nothing wrong there.
Except they decided to take us on a barge in an Oxford
like a canal.
Canal.
Yeah.
You know a canal barge? A very
I know they're very narrow.
A very narrow.
Not a lot of personal
thin-
space.
Not a lot of personal space at all.
No.
In fact, there were actually only 2 rooms. Me and my friend had to sleep on like the sofa bed.
Oh wait, you're staying overnight in these things.
We were there for a week.
I didn't know that. I was not aware.
It was a weeks-long holiday
Okay.
on this canal barge.
Where in Venice or I don't know.
no,
what the-
Oxford.
Sorry, you said
Jesus.
I didn't hear Oxford.
Venice.
That's what I think when I think of
Post-divorce
canals.
Venice to canal holiday. No.
Okay.
The family and new family isn't getting on great, and I don't think the best thing to do is chuck them on a canal barge in Oxford with extremely narrow space.
It was
where there's not
rash
many
to
rooms.
say the least.
It was a rash.
It was short-sighted.
The only time that you had any kind of respite was when you would get off the barge for maybe dinner, but you knew you were getting back on the barge.
it was very soon before.
And
Did
then
you really appreciate land?
I really appreciate land. In fact, the only good bit about that holiday was, you know what locks are in a canal? It's basically
No,
where-
no idea.
He's a naive
because
boy.
canals have to move up and down in terms of their levels, their sea level, I guess, for want of a better word.
Okay, yeah.
And
The water level.
Yeah, water
Yeah.
level.
So what you do is you go in a lock. You'll look above, you'll look in front of you, and there'll be water much higher than you are now. So you have to go in the lock, do this whole thing, and then fill up the water. So you go up slowly and then join that bit.
Okay.
So the only kind of relief I got was when me and my friend would jump off and do the lock. Like you have to drive in and then do this whole thing.
Yeah.
That
I
was,
mean,
that
the
was only-
metaphors going on here.
Oh,
are
just out of this
Out
world.
of this world. A poor
Out of
kid
this world.
who doesn't understand how to deal with his parents' divorce. A lot
Yes.
of confusing feeling.
I can imagine.
Why does he take so much solace and enjoyment out of this
Out of the locks.
opening locks? Because he feels he's got purpose. He feels like he's fixing something. He feels
Yeah.
like
It feels like I'm
he's
writing
creating-
something up rather than tearing something down.
You feel useful.
He's creating an equilibrium between the water, between the liquid to the wave,
Between
that
the
he felt he could
family.
never do
Between
with his
the
parents.
family.
I see.
But I think there was
That's why you got so much joy out of it.
exactly. But essentially, I don't think there was a moment where there wasn't kind of like either a tepid silence or an aggressive argument going on.
Yeah.
I think at one
What do you
point-
prefer?
At one point, what?
Silence or argument?
Oh, definitely silence.
Okay, sure.
Definitely. No. Totally silence.
Sure.
There was arguments every day. I think there was one point, I think about 5 days in, where I think we actually pulled the barge over and got out and then had this big argument. I think at one point, I think I heard my mum say this was not a good idea. And it wasn't.
And then you put your hand up and said, "Yep,
Yeah, you're right.
I
This
agree
was-
with you."
This was an absolutely terrible idea.
So who was driving the barge at that point? Was it like a
Yeah, it was like, I'm putting this barge over.
Yeah, it's like a car.
Turn this barge round.
It's not that baller when you're having an argument and you pull a barge over. It's
Because
not
there's
like
a lot
pulling
of
a
little
drifting
pernickety
car
things
over.
that you have to do in order to
I'm
pull
pulling
the
this barge over.
Right, Andrew, can you jump out and tie it onto the... okay, now swing it back
You're not my real dad!
Please tell me that happens.
To be honest, close enough. Close enough. Close enough. But so any recently divorced parents who are in a relationship with another man who's with the family isn't going that easily. Don't go on a barge.
Don't go on a barge.
They're too narrow. You need to go to a nice wide place. I suggest Turkey.
All right, the theme of the show's science. Bring it back.
Yeah.
Barges, interestingly, have a self-navigation mechanism installed within them. These are kind of the new models of barges that have been created by sonar.
Auto pilot sort of thing.
Kind of pilot.
I think it's actually a canal. It's not a barge. Because I was looking at barge. The definition of a barge: large boat, generally flat bottom, used for transporting goods. Most barges on inland waterways are towed.
Definitely wasn't a barge because it was only transporting bad feelings, bad relationships, and general.
Oh no, you
bad
can have
times.
sorry. You can have a canal barge.
Thank you, canal barge.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I mean,
it's a
I
CB.
should have. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What CB we working with? Oh, cool.
No, it was a canal barge, not a transport.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
That's essentially it. Too much narrow space.
Wow, that's
not
awful.
enough. Really
Yeah.
terrible. Really terrible. I did ask my mum about this recently. Like, a couple of maybe this summer or something.
Because they're good
Yeah.
now. They're good.
Oh, yeah,
They're
good. Everything's fine.
learning.
Can I
to
say
open.
something?
Yes.
Water under the canal.
Oh! He's only got a done it. Tom say legend. Tommy boy. They threw in a swerve ball, but he knew where it was going. Home run. Rounders. That is some good rounders. That is some good. That's all we're going to do with it. Hey, let's get everyone in here.
Listen back to the show. Tom said
Thank you. We got in the blue corner and the red corner. Tom said legend. He's fighting himself.
For the listeners at home, I'm blushing. I'm blushing a lot. Thank you.
Today when we were planning the show, I got called. I've been called regularly by this guy with an 020 number. I keep calling him back. So this time I finally grabbed him.
Why are you calling him back?
Because I stop calling me. Stop calling me.
People back.
Really? I just want to know who they are.
Why are you calling me?
I'm worried they're going to kill me.
Why are you calling me? And it's an 020 number, so it's
Yeah.
a London home address.
That's weird. Yes, some do that.
Yeah. And then I call him. I go, okay, why do you call me? And like Drew's here, so I've got a bit more. I've got some more confidence with what I'm saying.
Sure.
Yeah. Showing off a bit.
I'm like, hey, why do you keep calling me? And he goes, you called me? And I go, no, I didn't. He goes, yes, you did. And it was like 22 Stephenson Way. I was like, well, my dad used to live there 10 years ago, loser.
Yeah, he did really accentuate 10 years ago.
And he was like, well, why are you calling me? I'm not calling you, man. Are you? And he goes like, are you Benjamin Bradley? I'm not Benjamin Bradley. What are you talking about? And he kept on calling me different names. And he kept on listing different names. He goes like,
so weird.
you know what? I'm going to terminate this call. Yeah, he said that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was he enjoying it? Because there was a bit of laughter coming from your end.
I thought he was enjoying it because I thought it was Max Kennedy because he had that kind of voice. And I thought, and I realised, oh no, have I been duped? Is this a prank? And then when he goes, I think I'm going to terminate this call, I was like, oh no, this guy was very serious. So I was laughing a bit more, so I had a get out of jail free card.
You're quite a dupey dude.
Huh?
You're quite a dupey dude. You get duped a lot. I've found.
I get duped a lot.
Well, I think
I've had some mega dupes
You've had some
on
mega
me.
dupes, like Dupe City up in here.
Dupe City, man.
any you'd care to share? Or
Let's not dwell on my dupes.
Okay,
We
let's
don't
not
like to dwell on
I
it.
don't like to dwell on my dupes.
That's a motto of the
that's
show.
for another.
Maybe another time.
Yeah, maybe another time.
Okay,
Maybe another time.
That will all be down to God's plan.
Okay, God's Planet. It's interesting you bring that up.
Very nice.
So it's a song we're going to play next, but before that, let's discuss. The music video is one of the most ridiculous things ever, and it feeds into this new mainstream Canadian aesthetic that goes with Justin Bieber, and it goes with Justin Trudeau, it goes with Drake. This self-grandizing...
Self-congratulatory.
Yeah, he opens the video saying the budget for this video was like £999,000. We used none of the budget. Don't tell the studio. Well, they're going to know, aren't they?
They're gonna know.
They're going to know.
It's
'Cause
in-
they have to watch
It's
the
in
video
the
before
video.
it, so just
Yeah,
don't.
it's in the
They
video.
probably told you to put that. You know?
Yeah, I can't help but feel you.
So this is the least anti-capitalist thing I've ever seen. And then he goes around basically with huge wads of cash, surprising working class families and throwing money at them. And then it's about how amazing Drake is and how caring it is. And yes, it's probably great to see Drake and get the money, and of course we'd rap like that. But if you look at what he's doing, it's just a rich dude throwing money at poor people is what the whole video
and filming
is.
it for the purpose of a music video.
Very narcissistic.
Incredible
Very narcissistic,
picture on Drake's profile, which is him like saying #blessed or something, and it's showing him hand loads of cash to some of the people in the videos, but it's a wide shot, so you see 4 different cameras around him, and just that image of Drake handing money while there's 4 cameras.
4 cameras is ridiculous.
So yeah, but check out that video. Maybe Canada's not as great as we think, and I don't like Drake. Yeah, leave that hot take, let them simmer.
They wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish on me. Yeah.
Unsatisfying.
Yeah.
Unsatisfying unsatisfying.
I quite like the song. I'm not gonna lie, because there's something about Drake. It's you don't have to think about it. It doesn't challenge you. It's those smooth kind of tropical. I'm on the beach in Jamaica. I'm having a great time.
Easy listening.
Yeah, easy listening. But I don't want easy listening. I want to be challenged. Winter Olympics.
Well,
Winter Olympics.
You normally have a good.
Yeah,
He always has a good zany spiel about the Winter Olympics.
I like to
Really?
bring it up every 4 years.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I think I've known you
That
for
makes
about
sense.
3 winter.
Maybe for 3 years.
No, 3 winter. How many
3 Winter Olympics.
Mate, 2.
12 years. 2 maybe.
2. Only 2 Winter Olympics we've known each other.
I don't know. That's not really how I measure time.
That's only one more than I've known Tom for.
Yeah, that's a great message for measuring friendship, actually.
How many Winter Olympics have we known each other? Oh,
I'm going to start using that now.
Yeah.
It could be a nice anniversary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause-
because welcomes together through the
Yeah.
Olympics and friendship.
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, the maximum I think is 4, maybe 5 Winter Olympics is. So
5 would be the maximum.
Yeah, maximum. Yeah, and
But I don't know
those are
when
for
the
us.
yeah.
From
for us.
from
Yeah, not
birth.
for any human, just for us.
Placenta forward friends, as I call them.
How many Winter Olympics have there been?
Well, I mean, we're 2021. They're every 4 years.
Okay.
We can't
Not for
live
every
through more
human.
than 5.
Yeah, no, it doesn't apply for.
Yeah,
it applies mainly
we're
for
getting
millennials
bogged down.
or Generation X.
We're getting
Said.
bogged down when we should be skating off.
Yes, yeah. Very true.
Well, that's what we're saying. Right, weird spotlight on a weird Winter Olympics event. Okay.
Remember, we have to say goodbye to Tom very
In
soon.
2 minutes.
In
yeah,
2
I
minutes,
gotta-
but you can
I'm
hear
meant
this
to meet
quickly.
someone
So,
yeah.
what's interesting about the Olympics or the Winter Olympics is how like humans are validating certain physical traits. Like, what do we think should be included in the Olympics? Is what is the very pinnacle of human
What
excellence
spectacle?
in sport.
Human excellence, exactly.
And the Winter Olympics is fascinating because you get people sliding down a hill on like on a board, right? Which is interesting. And no doubt, there's loads of skill involved. 100%.
We're talking
I'm not saying that.
luge.
There are loads. Yeah, the luge. What is happening in the luge? But even weirder, the double luge. Have you seen the double luge?
I haven't
What it
seen
is-
the double
I've seen it. I've
it's-
seen it.
So you get 2 men or 2 women lying on their backs on the luge, and then on top of one is the other.
Yes.
And they just slide down the hill on top of each other in their nylons. They must be rubbing up against each other quite a lot, and for a lot of that period of time, just going down the hill on some ice, and then trying to go down quicker than anybody else, and then they win a gold medal.
That sport excellence is how. Imagine dedicating your life to double luge.
How do you get into double luge?
Also, okay, fine. Luge is crazy enough to think of, but when you've made luge, creating a new entry, which is double luge.
Yeah.
Hey, someone needs to get on top of me for this one. Yeah.
Luge, man. People
feel
are
like
talking
that's
a lot of
really
rubbish
lost
about luge at the minute. We need another luge person.
Yeah.
Let's get someone else on top of this
In
guy.
the luge community, though, like how are we gonna push this forward? Just put 2 on
You know
a
what?
board.
Double luge.
You know, I need some more chasing.
That's a winner.
That's a winner.
Where do we stop? Are we going to have 4 men
Yes.
on top of each other
I
on
was
the
going to go
luge?
with 3 men, but
Well, because I was
jumped.
thinking bobsled because you go from 1, 2 to 4.
I guess so.
think
There's no
there
3.
There's not triple luge.
I might be wrong.
Quad-
The
Quad
Winter
luge.
Olympics is so easy
Quad
to make
luge.
fun. I mean, this is low-hanging fruit, but curling looks ridiculous.
Oh
anyway,
yeah, I mean
so-
it
And
does
have you
look
seen
like
that
someone
guy?
seems to be cleaning the
There's a
floor.
Russian-
I don't know.
There's a Russian who's been accused of doping, and he's a
curler?
curler.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's what there's one Russian who's been accused of doping.
Oh wait,
On
Tom.
that note-
Hey, let's give a round of
I've
applause
got
for
it.
Tom. He told one good joke, and the rest was incoherent.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom, for coming
Put
to
your
the show.
clothes back on before you leave. And
Yeah.
try and
I'm
be
putting them
sweat
on, I'm
and,
putting
and
them on.
slide.
Always a pleasure, Tom.
care,
See you next week.
Jesus Christ, thank God.
Yeah,
He's-
Jesus,
I'm
wow.
Sorry about that. everyone.
Sorry about Tom. We'll be getting him on next week because we're sadistic. We like to make it hard for ourselves.
And it's fun watching him squirm.
Yeah,
and slime
exactly.
about in the studio.
Yeah. We were talking about double luge at this point. No, I had something. We're talking about doping, curling.
Yeah. What possibly could you be doping? What? Sure, curling is more of a like a skill game,
Tactical.
rather than
Tactical.
a physical.
Yeah, yeah.
So unless you can't dope your mind.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
I don't know
Doping
what-
books.
reading. Pick up a book once in a while. Curlers. You hear us out there, but you can't really do much with that. You
No,
can't really do much with that.
I'm fascinated to know if I'd like to have like a biopic about like a driven curler.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know how you have those dramatic boxing films about someone trying to overcome this huge, like a
Yeah.
curler. And like he's driving away his family, you know, his wife who's trying to love him, but he loves curling too much and he's too into it. He's really insecure. I can't curl. Yes, you can. You're the best curler I've ever seen. It's like, no, I can't curl, man. Hey, don't give up on me. If you give up on this, then why should I believe in anything? You're my hero, man. You're my hero.
Yeah, we need to get that in the works.
Curling, the real
would
story.
There's also now a fresh debate about curling as to whether you need a TV referee.
Wow. So they're getting the same as football, the biggest sport in the world.
Because the British team recently lost a game because the stone went red, it lit up red, which indicates a foul throw, which would be if you let the stone past, if you let it go over the line, basically. And it turns out they didn't let it go over the line. But there's no TV referees.
Is that why they lost?
That's pretty much why they lost, yeah.
Because Britain invented curling.
And now we're bloody losing over
against
some
Sweden.
technology.
Yeah.
None of that. Bring curling into the 21st century.
It is interesting how you can trace so many sports. Why did Britain just invent so many? We're not amazing at all of them, but we just invented so many. Like there was a whole. I think we invented basketball. Do you know that? Just don't. You can have it, America. We're not interested in it. We're not.
I think it's more just the amount of leisure time.
You know, I think it's not leisure time. We love codifying leisure. It's like organising how we're going to have this fun. We're going to have some fun. Why not make some rules?
Yeah.
What? You're just going to... It's not South America. We're not just having fun willy-nilly. We
need a structure.
A codified fun.
A league.
A referee.
A tournament, perhaps. Teams. There's point system. A penalty system.
Yeah, that is a British way to have fun. A referee, making sure that we're all, having fair fun. Fair fun.
No one's pushing the line too much. Everyone's enjoying themselves within the rules of the game. And speaking of snow.
Okay. Oh. Edward.
Do you want to go down that route?
Yeah, we'll go down. Sure, we'll go down that route. I was musing. I was riffing with some of my boys, some of my mates, about Edward Snowden because I recently think that maybe after he leaked the biggest secrets in the world from the US government, imagine being some of his best friends, like his closest friends, Edward Snowden's best friends. I honestly think I would think twice about sharing my secrets to Snowden straight after because he promised the CIA that he wouldn't say anything about.
He swore.
He swore. And then if I'm like, maybe I want to come out to my close friend Snowden that I'm actually homosexual, but I don't want him to tell anyone because I'm not ready for everyone to know yet. I wouldn't tell him.
Maybe you've got...
Because what? Is he going to promise to me? Your promise means nothing. You swore to the US government that you weren't going to sell the secrets. You told everyone. Everyone. How do I know it's not going to be on Facebook? No, Snowden... I can imagine his Facebook is just him leaking his friend's secrets.
Maybe you want to confide in him that you've got slightly weird toenails.
Sure. And that's like a small, slightly weird one. He's going to leak it. He's going to leak it.
When will the man stop leaking?
People think that Edward Snowden's a hero because he did this brave thing. What they didn't realise, it was a start of a mental illness where he leaked every piece of information that came his way. It seems like it's so like no one's actually telling him anything in Russia.
No.
Because he just leaks everything. He got obsessed with leaking. It's not like a moral thing. It's a weird fetish of his where he loves leaking stuff.
He was there pressing those buttons with a raging erection at the end of the day.
Andrew.
No, apologies. Sorry.
A semi.
That's more family friendly, is it not?
Yeah. 118 prank call.
Yeah, go on.
Go on,
We're burning through the
emergency plan.
When we were younger, there was a bit of an idea in our school. We thought, what are we going to do to pass this boring week where we all feel sad about ourselves?
My parents are planning another barge holiday.
Let's do a prank call. So we decided to call 118 because that was the craze at the time.
That was the craze.
The men with
118, 118. Another tune ruined by
118. Yeah. So we decided to get two phones, put them together, and call 118 on both of the phones on a separate time, and with a slight delay in order to allow them to have a conversation with themselves.
It was amazing. It was absolutely wonderful.
And it was should we recreate?
Let's do it.
118.
Hello, 118. How can I help? 118. How can I help you?
How can I help you?
This is what's your problem? This is 118. Hello, how can I help you?
This is 118. 118, how can I help you?
This is 118. Can I help you?
Is this 118? 118.
This is 118.
How can I help you?
How can I? Is there any help I can give you on 118?
No,
could please state your query? This is 118.
118. Can I help you?
Can you help me?
Gareth?
Is that Dad?
Wait, is that father and son who work together at 118? Because that is a strange family lineage. It's like, every son in this family has worked in the 118 call centre since the inception of our time.
Well, that's an interesting interpretation. I saw it as long lost family members.
No,
he realised it was his real dad who he hasn't seen since his birth, and he didn't know he worked at 118. But they have that genetic inclination for working at 118. Let's go back in. Dad,
Gareth, is that you?
Why did you leave?
We've got a lot to talk about, son.
We do have a lot to talk about. Do you have any queries before we talk about this?
No, how can I help you?
Maybe come back. Maybe not leave when I was 3 years old.
Look, if you don't have any queries verifiable by the 118 server, I can't help you.
Dad, please, you can't leave again. No! Dad! 118, how can I help you?
And that's what we call
that was a nicely bit.
Comedy.
All right.
Horatio's got to leave.
I've got to leave to do some film and social change. Get woker. But the strikes will be on soon. The university. We didn't even talk about the strikes. We'll talk about that next week. So this will hopefully be one of the last times I have to leave early, and we can give you an actual full show. Right. Oh, wait. Who are you? Who is this?
I am you from the history.
Why are you transparent and white? Why do you look slightly like me but in Victorian attire?
I am you from history.
What?
I have lived your existence.
Why are you coming to me now? Why is my whole view of time and space been completely changed while I've seen a ghost? Because you look.
Because I have lived your life.
But what's your purpose here?
I am here to tell you. I am here to tell you the future. And I am here to help you.
Where are you even from?
I am from your past life.